President of Sadtu, Comrade Mahope Mapila, General Secretary of Sadtu, Comrade Mugwena Maluleke, the National Office Bearers of Sadtu, the leadership of the Alliance, the ANC, the SACP and COSATU, MECs and education officials, delegates to this conference, comrades and friends. It is my pleasure to be present in your conference, albeit virtually, to deliver a message as you hold your provincial conference. Teaching is one of the most important professions in society, and it is one of the oldest professions. It is to teachers that we look to build the foundations for the future prosperity of our nation. I want to salute all educators in the province. We applaud the results of the National Senior Certificate pass rate in 2020 and 2021. This is thanks to the dedication and hard work of our educators who work under extremely difficult conditions. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a huge impact on education, and we thank our teachers, our lecturers and education officials for the support and dedication that they have shown to their learners and students. We pay tribute to the educators who lost their lives to COVID-19 and remember their courage and selflessness in working to keep the doors of learning open during the most challenging period our country has gone through in over 100 years. As we strive to recover and rebuild in the aftermath of the pandemic, we have much to do to address the problems of lost learning and teaching hours, where we have faced the dropout of learners and the gaps in the curriculum as well. We are alive to the many challenges our educators face. We are keenly aware of the frustrations and difficulties with regard to conditions of service and opportunities for advancement, as well as with resource scarcity in many schools. We have always counted on Sadtu to work with government to address these matters and improve the effectiveness of our education system. As a trade union and frontline troopers, you in Sadtu have proven over and over again your mettle in times of crisis. The tasks of educators are many and they are formidable. Together we must prepare our students for the changes brought about by many changes that go on around us. For instance, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. We must support efforts to launch national mother tongue-based bilingual education, to upgrade African languages into the medium of instruction for maths, science and technology and other critical subjects. We must work together to improve the performance of South African learners in international standardized tests. We must use technology to support curriculum delivery. This is a period of great technological advancement, and that is where we must be at the cutting edge. We must be drivers of innovation in our classrooms, making the most of available resources to open new vistas for our students. We must work to ensure our schools and places of higher learning are safe for both learners and educators. And I'd like us to keep a close eye as educators on the dropout rate in our schools. Many children come into schools at the beginning of their 12 years of learning, and many don't finish 12 years of learning. As educators, we must find out why. We must be able to encourage students and learners to stay in education. We are the most best placed to know why they drop out, to follow up those we no longer see in our classrooms, and help where we can. I would like to see the dropout rate coming down and down until we eliminate it, so that the young people who enter school should finish their 12 years of learning and not drop out mid-course or just before they finish their 12 years of learning. We must take the strongest stand against teachers who have sexual relationships with learners. Pregnant learners in the basic education system must be supported and encouraged to return to school after giving birth. No one must be left behind. We must continue to keep our schools and places of higher learning protected against COVID-19 by getting vaccinated and by receiving our booster shots when we are eligible. We must continue to observe public health protocols, including the wearing of masks when indoors and when required. There must be a teacher in every class, supported, if possible, by a teaching assistant. Now that we have made the teaching assistant process available, let every school utilize these teaching assistants. There must be a standard of one learner, one textbook per subject. There must be safe sanitation in all our schools. I know that infrastructure build is one of the biggest challenges that we face, but we must raise the alarm about the absence of essential infrastructure, and once it is there, we must make sure that it is well maintained so that it can be used over and over and over again. The Brazilian thinker Paulo Freire said that education is a revolutionary act and a teacher is a revolutionary. So as I look at you all, you are indeed revolutionaries, because a revolution is about bringing change. It's about making sure that we extend the frontiers of learning. The teaching we impart to the next generation is not only delivered from the textbook. It must serve to uplift and inspire students to become part of solving society's challenges. It must enable them to pursue careers or start businesses in our various provinces. Teaching must prepare students for the new world of work. The world of work keeps changing. Technology and innovation is bringing about revolutionary changes, and it is important that our educators should be courageous enough to be up to speed with the technological changes that are taking place. They must be the leaders of technology, and through that they will be able to inspire the young people to be the technological giants of the future. Our educators are key to building a professional public service and of building a capable state. I urge this conference and members of Sadtu to pledge their full support to the incoming leadership as it maps a shared future for our country's learners and students. Let us get to work. But more importantly, getting to work must be about preparing the young people who come through your hands to be well geared for the new world of work. We are the ones who must be the beacons of hope. We must be the revolutionaries, and let us lead a skills revolution as well. With us making sure that young people stay in schools until they finish their 12th years of education. This indeed will be the revolution that we've yearned for. I wish you well in your conference, and I'm sure your discussions will be deep, will be broad and extensive, and they will help to lead us to the revolution that we want to see. Ke a leboga, le a leboa, na kenza, ngiyabonga.